All right, all right, all right. What's up, guys? It's your boy Jay. It's your boy Jay coming back again with another stream. Today we're gonna get into Bills Mafia. Let's talk. We gotta have a talk. We gotta talk. We gotta get some stuff out. Before we get started, make sure you smash that like, that thumbs up. It is much appreciated. And of course, if you are new, subscribe to the channel, click the bell to be notified of all future NFL, NBA content, streams, news, and more. Okay, we had a terrible, terrible game against the Bengals. It was without a doubt the worst game for the Bills I think I've streamed. It is the worst game for the Bills that I think I've seen for a long time, especially in the playoffs. It almost looked like we didn't have a chance out there. It was depressing. I was very aggravated. I'm still aggravated about it. Um, but with that said, there's some things that we need to address. So I'm going to go ahead and get right into this. I want to take a quick look here at Josh Allen's stats. See if I can increase this for you guys. All right, here we go. 2022 season stats: 4,283 yards, 7th for the year. Touchdowns: 35, tied for 2nd. Interceptions: 14, tied for 30th. Ended with the QBR of 71.4. In this last game, 25 completions on 42 attempts, 59.5% completion against the Bengals. 265 yards, averaged 6 yards on a pass, 1 interception. His long was 32. It's tough. QBR was 57.3. Looking at the last 4 games, go back to the divisional playoffs: 23 for 39, 352 yards, 59% completion. Average was 9, touchdowns 3, interceptions 2, long was 52. Is sacked 7 times. This is tough. This is tough. This is not the Josh Allen that we've been used to seeing. This is not the Josh Allen that we know that he can be. And it's really unfortunate because I feel like at the beginning of the season, we started off so well. And I know some people are going to feel some kind of way. I know some people are going to get mad at me for saying this. We didn't need Hines. We were fine with Zach Moss. We were fine with Singletary. And we were fine with Josh running the ball. When we got Hines and then Ken Dorsey decides to change up the narrative, put Cook in there more, he screwed up the whole team chemistry. Now, granted, Leslie's responsible for the defense. We're not on that yet. Ken Dorsey, terrible, terrible adjustments. We didn't need Hines. Then that's where the start of our struggles happen. Go back and look at it. Go back and look at it. Look at the change in the play calling. Look at the change in the offensive chemistry, and you will understand why Stefon Diggs was pissed off. You will understand why Stefon Diggs was mad because he felt like he was out of the equation. He wasn't getting the passes that he was normally getting and what he was used to. So we're going to blame Ken Dorsey for that because he made terrible, terrible adjustments mid-season that completely ruined the chemistry that the Bills had. Now, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and get into the Stefon Diggs story real quick. Actually, I apologize. I'm not going to get into that yet. Right now, we're going to get into Josh Allen. We're going to get into Josh Allen and the elbow injury situation. But before we do that, we're going to see what he had to say.
Yeah, no, we don't think operation is necessary at this time, and obviously rest and recovery is going to be really good for it. I mean, there was a period, obviously, right after for a few weeks where, you know, it was pretty bothersome, but again, it didn't affect me all that much. Um,
So he says that it didn't affect him all that much, but he got the injury during the Jets game. If you can remember that, this isn't something new. And it's really a shame because a lot of people are going to feel like this is something new or this is something that just happened. No, this happened in the Jets game. It's been weeks that he's had this injury. And I'm so sick and tired of people saying, "Oh, just let him play. Oh, just let him go." No, this man had an injury. That's why his accuracy was off. And everyone was saying, "Well, why isn't Josh throwing the way that we know he could throw, or why is his accuracy off?" Well, because he's had an injury issue, or he has an injured elbow that wasn't properly taken care of because he didn't let it heal. So this is what you end up dealing with. So you let Josh Allen rest, you put Matt Barkley in, you deal with the consequences of it, and then Josh comes back and he can play ball.
just kind of felt like maybe I was trying to throw it a little differently mechanically. Had to change a few things, and got away a little bit from.
I had to throw it a little differently. Let me go back to that so you can hear it again.
Throw it a little differently mechanically. Had to change a few things. Just kind of felt like maybe I was trying to throw it a little differently mechanically. Had to change a few things, and got away a little bit from, how I'm used to throwing the ball, and that's just kind of a byproduct of that. But again, it didn't affect me too much.
So yeah, I mean, and as the story goes, shout out to ESPN for the article. It says Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen said that the right elbow injury he suffered in the team's Week 9 loss to the New York Jets resulted in him having to change his throwing motion, and that it wasn't until 2 weeks ago that he was able. Let me pause this. That he was able to get back to mechanically what he likes. Allen said that he has no plans for any off-season procedures or surgeries on the elbow, and that rest and recovery is going to be really good for it. He downplayed the impact of the injury initially during a news conference Monday as the Bills cleaned out their lockers after a season ending 27-10 divisional round loss to the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bills became the first preseason title favorite not to reach a conference championship game since the Seattle Seahawks in 2015. There's no excuse for this. He was not playing the way that we know he can play. And I called it back then. I said he was injured. And people are always harping about, Jay, they're soft, just let them play. All right. But when your quarterback's injured, what are you going to do? Gary Hunt says Bills are trash. All right. Obviously, considering what just happened. I can't do anything but agree with you right now, unfortunately. But we will bounce back. And that is a fact. I also want to get into a second side of this with Stephen A. Some stuff that Stephen A. said. So let's get into that as well.
All the things you just said about Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow has arrived. Right. Now, he arrived last year, but he's back now. And by the way, he's in an AFC championship game getting ready to go up against a dude who is widely considered the best up until you uttered those words out of your mouth. And he's beaten that dude the 3 times he's faced against him. So what I'm saying to you is that it's a big deal for Josh Allen because the conversation has gone from Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes to Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes. Right.
So that's something that I would agree with. I would agree that right now at this point, the conversation has shifted from Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes to Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow. And that's just the reality of it. You know, you got to give your respect where it's due. Joe Burrow has stepped up. He has risen to the occasion. He has played through having a terrible offensive line. They figured out their defense. They figured out their run game. He's got more time now to make plays in the pocket. So he's completely right. The conversation now is Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow, with Josh Allen coming in at number 3.
And Joe Burrow has put the world on notice. He's not going away. And now you have to turn around and think about what you're saying and how you view Josh Allen. Before we looked at Buffalo and we said, hey, coming into the season, I had Buffalo going to the Super Bowl. I thought that they were the team to beat in the AFC as the season.
We had an excellent chemistry going. Buffalo looked like true Super Bowl contenders. And there were a few analysts and few other people that had basically said they were going to the show without a doubt, especially after the Bills beat the Chiefs. I know that's what I believed, but let's continue.
Dwindled, I didn't like what I saw. Outside of Stefon Diggs, I thought no one else was consistent. And sure enough, yesterday they're going up against Cincinnati. Cincinnati was averaging 6 yards on first down. 6 yards, okay? I mean, they were just sitting up there running roughshod over there, just abusing them. They're like 30 first downs, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
When you look at it from that perspective, that's problematic. But then when you take into account the fact that the narrative has suddenly changed, and you look at Cincinnati, the reigning AFC champions, I might add, who are about to go into Kansas City, which is a team that's been to the last 5 AFC championship games. Mm-hmm. And you see the greatness of Patrick Mahomes combined with the consistency of Joe Burrow. Now you're looking at Josh Allen, and all of a sudden, instead of recognizing his greatness in the mercurial fashion that he displays it, it now changes to the deficiencies in the mercurial fashion that he shows it. The same dude that'll throw a touchdown is the same dude that'll throw an interception. The same dude that will stand in the pocket and fling passes all over the place is the same dude that suddenly might have brain fart and doesn't have a pocket presence.
All right, so I'm going to stop it there. One of the biggest issues that they're not bringing up that I've seen from all these analysts, not just even Stephen A., but even from Colin, none of them are bringing up the fact that Allen was injured. None of them. He was playing through an injury, so that's why he didn't have the accuracy that he normally has. He didn't have the arm power that he normally has. It's really unfortunate. So, I think the last important story before I get to the full meat of the conversation is Stefon Diggs. Stefon Diggs basically leaving out. And let me go ahead and share this. Share this real quick. So yeah, if you didn't know, Stefon Diggs basically after the Bengals game, after the loss that the Bills took, he basically took off. You know, he went and got his stuff. He left the locker room. He basically beat everybody there, and was basically out the door before he had to be, or not had to be, but before Jackson had approached him and said, "Hey, you know, come back." And he ended up coming back, and then obviously having the meeting with the team. Now, I said yesterday, you know, you don't want to leave your team behind, right? It's a team sport. You know, when you win, you're a team. When you lose, you're a team. So you never want to just leave your team after a defeat, especially a defeat like this. So goes on to say Stefon Diggs' frustration with the outcome of the Bills' divisional round playoff game were visible Sunday on the sideline and afterward, and on Monday night. The star receiver shared some of his thoughts on Twitter. Want me to be okay with losing? Nah, Diggs tweeted. Want me to be okay with our level of play when it's not up to standard? Nah. Diggs, I totally get it. Like, you're going to be upset, right? Your emotions get to you. But at the same time, you're paid millions of dollars to be a football player. You're paid millions of dollars to be professional. And all those other guys, I'm pretty sure, felt just as mad as you did. And I feel like nobody feels worse than nobody right now feels worse than Josh Allen. Nobody feels worse than Josh Allen. Because at the end of the day, all the issues and all the problems trickles down to Josh Allen. That's who they point the finger at. They're not pointing the finger at Stefon Diggs. They're not pointing the finger at Tremaine Edmonds. They're not pointing the finger at Ed Oliver, Von Miller. They're pointing the finger at Josh Allen. So I get that you're frustrated, but at the same time, it's a team sport. You win as a team, you lose as a team. So you don't leave your team behind, man. You got to keep that. You got to keep that energy. You got to keep that flow, and that's very important. Wendy Jones says, "I wonder why Jay Allen doesn't like to pass Diggs the ball when he is open. I had him in fantasy. He's so underrated." So, I think you probably missed it earlier when I mentioned it earlier. Wendy Jones, I basically had stated ever since Ken Dorsey decided to change the play scheme and the playbook, you stop seeing Diggs on those slants. You started seeing Diggs not catch the ball as much. You stop seeing those big plays by Gabe Davis. That's all because of Ken Dorsey. Ken Dorsey. That's not because of Josh Allen. It's because of the play calling of Ken Dorsey and the offensive coordinator. So, I hate to say it. I don't like anyone to lose their job. But I think it may be time to make some adjustments, coaching wise, on both sides. On both sides, and it's really unfortunate. Bob says tinfoil in the chat. In what way, Bob? Clarify, sir. Tennessee Tactical says there reason a lot of teams would love to have Josh Allen. Of course. And they pay him top dollar. So it's not Josh Allen. It's the coaching. And it's the fact that he was dealing with an injury. Because guess what? He was under so much pressure, they told him he had to get out there and play ball and win the games. So what did he do? He fought through an injury, probably as best as he could, instead of letting that elbow heal and fully recovering so he could be at 100% when the most important games happen. Shout out to you, Richard. Need some defense help. That's true. We didn't even get to defense. But no matter what, even if your defense sucks and you're putting up 30 points a game, you can possibly still win by your offense. We're talking strictly offense right now. We haven't even touched defense and the garbage secondary situation that happened almost all season. The offense is what carried the Bills team the whole way. It wasn't the defense. It was the offense. Shout out to Ryan. Hear me out. Dable was the truth. Shout out to Dable. Shout out to Dable. Steve, win or lose, Bills fan for life? Of course. Of course. You see this thing right here? That's not coming down. Win or lose, Bills fan for life. But we have to be critical, right? We have to be critical when we must. We have to point out the things that are issues when we must. It can't just be, yes, yeah, let's go Bills, we're winning. And then when we're losing, oh man, we just lost. No, we got to get critical about it. We got to understand why. I know people say I'm biased all the time, but guess what? I bet you didn't expect this video. I'm pissed off about it. Because you don't go from playing the way that you're playing from week 1 through 6, 7 to 18. Bob says, Jay, the defense was not stopping anything. That's what I said, Bob. That's what I just said. KT, the coach, does not care if the players are hurt. They're not really. Most of them don't care. Yeah, they don't care. They don't care. It's just like listen. It's just like when you work a job, right? When you work a job, and you know when your boss hits you up, and he's like, "Are you okay? Is there anything I can do for you? You know, how can we help you?" Right? It's not because they care about you. It's because they want you back to work. They're losing money. They want to make it seem like they care so you feel better so you can get back to work. But they don't care about you. They don't care about what happens to you. That's the reality of it. Shout out to Timo. Bills were the team Bengals were most nervous about. They are better than KC. Timo, you know what time it is. A fully healthy Bills playing at 100% is a Super Bowl contending team. No one can deny that. The Bills at 100% is a fully capable Super Bowl contender team. Shout out to Tennessee Tactical. Says I know you're not biased. Today is proof of that. Keep grinding it. Listen, they say I'm biased all the time. And that's fine. Right? And I didn't do this video to prove that I'm not biased. Because the real people who know me, you know that already. That's why this video dropped, because I'm legitimately pissed off about it and I want to see proper change. Right? Why is it that players have to lie or shrug off injuries that affect the whole dynamic of the season? But that's the stuff nobody talks about. It's like, oh, Josh Allen sucks. Josh Allen's this. No, Josh Allen had an injury that was just highlighted and mentioned on Monday that he's been basically trying to play through and hiding since week 8. But all right. It is what it is. Like I said, it's really frustrating. I'm not going to be the first person to sit here and say, oh, there's always next year. I'm not one of those people. We have to make changes. Things have to change. We cannot keep getting hyped up every year just to be let down. It's sad. And it's not the players, it's the coaching. Go look at the tapes. Go look at the change when they started putting Cook in the rotation as well as Hines. Go look at it. You're going to see the whole change there. And if y'all want to talk about defense, we can talk about defense too. Absolutely terrible secondary. Poyer's out. Micah Hyde's out. We're getting crushed. Oh, and if y'all want to talk about defense, let's talk about the run. How many weeks did we get destroyed with the run? And there were no changes. There were no adjustments. What are you doing, Leslie? What is your job? To figure out the patterns and fix them. So why were we getting dusted and destroyed up the middle every game? Every Sunday or Saturday that we played, I'm watching a run game where there's Mack truck size holes and we're getting destroyed. This was a tough loss. Tough loss. There's still so much more to unpack. Shout out to the Bills. Shout out to the Bills Mafia. But we got it. There's got to be some changes. Coaches, I'm sure this video, you'll probably never listen to this video. But if someone out there has access that is listening to this video, please get something of a message across to this team that there needs to be changes. There needs to be changes. With that said, guys, obviously tonight me and Franklin are going to be going live on We Need Clarity. It's going to be a great topic. The topic for the night is actually going to be why men can't be vulnerable. That's going to be on We Need Clarity. It's going to be great. Great discussion. Hope all you guys show up. It'll be nice to have this talk. We're going to get a little bit in depth. Like I said, it's going to be candid. And, we'd like to have you guys join, men and women alike. It's going to be a great conversation and great topic. And I'll be looking forward to you guys at 9 o'clock. It's going to be 9 o'clock tonight, Eastern Standard, on the We Need Clarity channel. So, with that said, guys, obviously make sure you smash that like, that thumbs up. If you have not already, subscribe to the channel. Click the bell to be notified of all future streams and content. I do want to thank you guys for rocking with me today. Yeah. I'll see everybody on the next one. Much love to the Wrench Gang, to the family, all the watchers, and have a great day. Peace out.